Hello, everyone, and welcome to the CGL Throwapalooza tournament. It's a little preseason tournament we got going on with a few teams. I'm your host, Harrison. I'm here today with Eddie as my co-caster. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good. You better be doing good, because I'm excited. And we got Tabled as our observer today. I love you, Tabled. You can't hear him, but he's just said
I'm
he
here.
loves me back.
I'm here.
Oh, you are? You
I
are
don't love you
unmuted?
back.
Wow, that's really rude. I'm upset now. But today, we are going to be seeing a best-of-3 match between Alpha1 and Else Uprise. So, I've never ever casted either of these two teams. Have you seen either of them, guys?
I have not.
Oh, cool. So it's going to be a learning experience for all of them, or for all of us. That'll be fun. First map is going to be Consulate with Alpha1 starting on attack. This was Alpha1's pick, so it's Else Uprise who decided to start on the defense. Second map, Else Uprise's pick will be Theme Park. That's a new map. I'm really excited to see that. Alpha1 choose defense on that, and our overtime map, should we need it for the decider, will be Coastline. And we do have all 10 players in the lobby, so I'm sure we can get ready to go whenever. Are you excited as I am, Eddie, to start off this tournament?
I'm definitely excited to see what these teams can do.
I am too. So if we want to go over the rosters real quick just before we jump in, Alpha1, we've got Vezi, Axon, Octon, Skilla, and Zag. I really hope I'm pronouncing those names right. On Else Uprise as well, we have Skoo, Ryda, Kulstral, PH, and Dazzy. Again, I've never heard of any of these guys or seen them play. So this is going to be pretty much a brand new experience. Table, do we have R's from both teams? Do we have R's from both teams? All right, cool. So, yeah, so they are both ready, so we can hop into the match whenever. And we'll go right into it. So again, Consulate's going to be the first map. Consulate is a bit of a monkey map, as I like to call them. It relies a lot on aggression from the defense to counter out all the outside control the attackers have. You see people, flying out of windows all the time. I would not expect, or I would not be surprised if we see something along the lines of a Nomad or a Valkyrie ban. That's two that we usually see on this map. First attacker ban, though, is going to be Thatcher from Else Uprise, and that we see pretty much universally.
Yeah, Thatcher fans have been very popular lately since Thatcher has been the only one that can take care of most gadgets that defenders are able to place. We do have Kali, which is in play, but she's not as favorable as Thatcher. There is finally that ability to have an alternate to Thatcher, but Thatcher is ultimately the better pick.
Yeah, he's just, especially too, because you can't really counter a bandit trick or a Kai trick with a Kali like you can with a Thatcher. Second attacker ban is going to be Nomad, like I said earlier, just to help warrant some of that more aggressive play from the defense. Mira is going to be the first defensive ban because, again, similar to Thatcher, it's just universal. No one ever wants to deal with her. She's a very polarizing operator, as I believe it was Kix that said that. And the final defensive ban, probably either Echo or Valkyrie, and it's going to be the Valkyrie. So, Else Uprise sees Alpha's Nomad pick, think to themselves, okay, we see that you guys want to play a little bit more aggressively, so we're going to shut you down. We're going to take away those black eyes that you can chuck outside, because so much of this map, when it comes to attack, is played from the outside. You've got the console repel, you've got bathroom repel, you've got the yellow skylight, you've got out the garage door, you've got suicide belt, you've got the admin repel, or like outside the front door. And really the only way to counter that as the defense is to get intel outside. And who's the best operator to do that? It's the Valkyrie. So she's going to be taken right off the board. And it looks like it's going to be the basement first from Else Uprise. And I think the most interesting pick we have right here is Dazzy on the Clash.
The Clash is definitely an interesting pick since she's a very annoying operator. Let's just get that out of the way. And she can be quite a nuisance. And I would like to see what else they're able to do. I'm having some technical difficulties on my end.
That's unfortunate. But we did see as well so they did show the Clash, which is interesting. Usually Clash is either something you 6th pick away from or 6th pick to. And because they showed that, Skilla is actually going to 6-pick off the Jackal onto the Capitao, which is a very, very hard counter to the Clash, especially with the widened range of his Firebolts. Clash moves very slowly. It's hard for her to get out, especially if someone's covering her. You've also got the Zofia to stun her out and then shoot her legs. So you've got plenty of utility to deal with that, and also no Wamai on the defense, so nothing to stop those Capitao bolts.
Okay, I finally got visual. Thank
Oh, thank
you.
God.
All right, because I was kind of going off of what you were saying. But now, yes, I'm actually really excited to see what these two teams are able to pull out.
Yeah, the Clash strat is definitely interesting. And you've got,
Yeah.
Culstral on the Bandit rather than a Kaid with no Thatcher in play is interesting. I'm wondering if he's going to be tricking that wall, because the wall is a lot harder to trick than you may think, especially just because of how free Yellow Stairs is usually to the attack, but I'd imagine that's what the Clash is for. And she is indeed positioned on Yellow Stairs, so she's going to try and help protect Culstral as he goes for the Bandit trick. You see him in between the white van and the black van, or the black car, as Alpha1's already made their ways upstairs, so efficient drone work from them, less than a minute down, they've already taken control of upstairs, but PH, through that circle desk hatch, takes out Octon, but is quickly refragged by the Capitao on yellow, but still, you've traded off a Jaeger on the roam for a Buck. And I mean, with how influential Buck is on this site, especially after he takes control of Piano, and that would be your main push of the Bandit off the wall, that's a massive utility pick for Uprise.
Definitely. And I don't know if the Sophia does have any breaching charges. I do know that she has her impact grenade, so she's able to give some vertical play. But the Buck is definitely a huge pick off of the board.
I don't know, the Zofia does have Claymores, but Zag has breaching charges on the IQ, so at least they can double it with that. And you saw, too, the first Capitao Firebolt came out, and Dazzy's already below half HP. Another one of those, and he'll go down, but it's the IQ from above trying to take out those Bandit batteries using her scanner. She'll get C4'd out by Cultural, but that allows Bezzy to get the wall down. And Skill is able to finish off Dazzy on the Clash. That is a massive kill, apparently with the Firebolts. And again, your best counter to Clash. Just put her down in flames, and now we're back to an even 3v3 with the wall open and more than a minute left for Alpha1 to push into sight.
Yes, I feel that the Clash was being a bit too aggressive. I can understand playing Clash aggressively does have its benefits, and well, good shot from Skilla. But as I was saying, you need to have someone to help back up the Clash, and if not, it's not going to work. And I believe that was a wide peak coming in from Coastal. Plant's trying to get down, but Coastal's going to be able to pick up the next one with the Thermite. It's a 2v1, and it's all left down to Axon.
Oh, I gotta really question why Axon was still playing in Piano. You saw there, the Thermite tried planting in the smoke, but as soon as the Capitao went down and the smoke started to fade, the Thermite was like, ah, crap, I gotta lift off. That was just right into the waiting hands of Culstral. So the double kill on the round for the Bandit. But Skoo and Culstral are very lit up against a full health Zofia, and that's gonna be a lot of trouble for them if she gets the right angles, but she's running out of time. Only 10 seconds left to find both these kills, and you see her rotating back upstairs out the garage breach as the smoke grenade was stopping her. Pushing in will spot the smoke's feet behind the pillar, an unfortunate position there, and she finds the Bandit too, just standing there peeking by pipes. And an excellent 1v2 clutch by Axon, looked out of their hands, but the low HP from the beginning fights earlier in the round will bite them in the back.
Definitely. I was thinking to myself, the Sophia, she did have about 10, 12 seconds to make that play. I was thinking these two would have to throw it. And I don't want to say it was a throw, but they did not have any information on the Sophia rotate. And that's what ended up biting them in the butt for that round. So well played by Axon. I believe Axon was trying to get some vertical play from the Thermite, getting the plant down, but unfortunately, he was not able to cover.
Yeah, and again, it's like you said earlier, right? It was the Clash being a little bit over aggressive. She pushed the Capitao when she really didn't need to. I mean, once the IQ from upstairs and Piano got those Bandit batteries off the wall, Clash didn't need to play on yellow anymore to protect Culstral. And because she pushed that, she died to the Firebolt, which already had taken more than half her HP off. Yeah, the execute from the attack didn't really go as planned, but Culstral took way too much damage in the fight against Capitao. And Axon, very, very well positioned. And they'll try again. They'll go back down to base, but this time, Dazzy picking up the Legion rather than the Clash. Another bit of a delay operator, but at least you still got a gun on the board.
Definitely. And I do think the Clash play could have been executed well. Is that once the Clash lost the Jaeger that was protecting her, if she would have just went back to site and just let Cultural hold yellow, I think the Clash could have had a bigger impact. But that's all in hindsight, and we will get on with the second round.
Yeah, and they're going to be bringing the exact same operators on the attacking lineup. I think one thing I would definitely like to see changed from Alpha 1 is Octane. Maybe not as hard on the entry. You saw there was really no one droning him in either, but speaking of him, he's able to get the first frag on PH. The player who was actually got the entry onto him last time will go down first. A little bit of a revenge kill there from the Buck. That's an excellent opening. And that's only 30 seconds gone. That is not an efficient roam, but the Legion on yellow looking for the refrag. Will miss shots by the desk. Now peeking wide. Wants this refrag on the Buck, but the wall will fall next to him. Excellent use of the skeleton key, and Octane will find his second in the round. And that's 2 picks. We're not even a minute in.
Yeah, and that's only the top 4 clear. They have 2 minutes to take control of the first floor and then get control of basement. So well done to Alpha 1. Great flick from Daisy to go onto the Buck, but unfortunately he was not able to get the headshots, and the Buck was the better aimer at the end of the day. And Skillia is going to get a kill onto Colstrol, and right now everything's falling apart for Else right now.
Yeah, the Maestro wide peeking White Van on the yellow, and Axon follows it up on the Skoo. And wow, after a 1v2 clutch on this site, Alpha 1 follows it up with a flawless. Seems like they had that entire strategy completely figured out. As you saw, Else Uprise didn't really change anything other than dropping Clash. And the thing is, when you drop Clash like that and the attack knows it, they don't have to deal with her anymore. The wall is basically free at that point. And the Legion as well, just missing his shots. I guarantee if that was the Jaeger playing that position, he would have done enough damage to down the Buck, but unfortunately Legion's gun does a lot less damage per shot. So Octane with that opening 2-piece, that was just fantastic attack from Alpha 1. A fantastic roam clear turned into a little bit of maybe desperation from Else Uprise, peeking everything, trying to get things back in their favor, but Alpha 1 were just on top of it.
Yeah, it definitely felt that they were throwing things at the wall to see what would stick. And that's where, as you said, that they were just peeking, trying to get their gunfights, but Alpha 1, they had the angles, they were able to win their gunfights, most importantly. And with the 2 people getting picked off very early on from their top floor roam, it really didn't work well for them. And taking the Legion off the board very early on, I think he only had 3 goo mines that were already placed, if not only 2. So that was a huge pick, especially with the Jaeger getting the revenge pick and the opening kill, and then leading to the Jaeger game, the Legion getting knocked out. Just was the 2 dominoes that caused everything to fall for Else Uprise.
Yeah, now we see the castle super shorty change being highlighted right here by Dazi. They want to take him for that upstairs defense where he finds really the most play on this map. What's interesting now is they've decided to actually open up that part of the long desk that's usually kind of a do-or-die position for the defense. The only reason you see Vezi taking that Hibana is to open that hole. But Else Uprise have opened it for them and placed a shield there so that Dazi can play it a little more aggressively. The question is, how much utility do they have protecting that shield? And it appears like there's just 1 ADS. So that can be easily knocked out, and I mean, yes, it's a good position to hold aggressively if you can hold it, but because the attackers are bringing so many projectiles, that shield goes down so easy, and now that's so much control afforded to the attackers into theater, and you can see that's what their main push is as they're clearing from admin. And now they have the main anchor spot in that site is behind that desk. And now they have free line of sight into it. The nade will try and catch a player. Light Dazi up to about 5 HP, and he loses the wide swing as he was already lit up. Actually, it's just a headshot from Axon to shut him down. The Legion all the way by the double door. Looks like he wants to take the aggressive fight, but PH is going to be a little bit smarter than that. Doesn't want to peek into a disadvantageous fight held by an ACOG at that range. One player moving up. He'll find him down off Octane and finish off the Buck. A good refrag there from PH, though. Lit up to 1 HP. That's a lot of damage done to this defense. Almost finished off by Axon, but he can't find the necessary shot. And again, this is a bit of a standstill from the attack as we now hit a minute 15 on the clock.
Indeed, and I'm pretty sure I was not able to catch who it was. I believe it was the IQ on Zag trying to take out PH, and PH is now down. I'm pretty sure down to 1 HP, 1
Yep.
HP in a dream, and I I don't like how PH is being very aggressive right now. I can understand that you need to hold an angle, but I feel like he's taking unnecessary peeks. Ooh, and Skidoo is going to be able to get a kill onto Axon. That's going to be the Zofia down, and Alpha1 is at a standstill right now. They were able to get control of Soda Machines and the Long Desk, but it looks like
Oh.
they're not able to do anything, and Rada is going to be just rattling away on that. All the God, the ACOG was not the play for remove. Zag is going to be able to pick up one, but it's going to get immediately refragged by Rada, and it is all left down to Vezi. He is on the Habana, and he's trying to make peeks, but Elsa is holding on tightly, and he knows where the Maestro is, and he is going to get the shots onto the Maestro. There's 6 seconds left on the clock, and he needs to plan. Kestrel's just letting the time go down. Fuse is being planted, but oh, Bessie is going to hop off the diffuser, saving the op, and Els will be able to pick up their first round.
Yeah, that was really confusing by Alpha 1. So they got the entry frag onto the castle, right? They got the entry frag on the castle, they lit Legion to 1 HP. Yeah, Octon gets traded off. Maybe, you don't want to crouch walk into sight by long desk with someone holding from the double door. That was a little bit of a confusing play. Gave away a pick there, but I mean, it was still a trade, so it wasn't a big deal. My big question is, I mean, yeah, Maestro's holding all the way from connector, but you have Capitao, and they smoked off. So, the way you want to play smokes, don't smoke off your entry point. Smoke off the angle being held by the defense. You saw the Capitao smoked close on the door from the Visa stairs instead of cutting off the connector door, which I was really confused by, and that resulted in one of his teammates getting picked off. It may have been the Capitao himself. By the Meister just pre-firing that, because I think there was actually a little area under the smoke, because he shot it too high up, and they failed to flush the smoke out as well. So the smoke could just hold in close, hold the rotate with the SMG-11. He got I think he got a pick off of it before he was finally traded out. So yeah, a little bit of a confusing stall out from Alpha1 will gift Else Uprise their first round, but of course now, Else are going to opt to go down to the garage for the 3rd time in a row. They lost the first one to a clutch because they kind of threw their clash away, and they lost the second time flawlessly. I don't know if 3rd time is going to be the charm for them.
Yeah, hopefully they realize what they did wrong. Daisy is on the class once again, so hopefully they know what they need to do to be able to play this clash effectively. Ideally, it's going to be Daisy and PH that are going to be the tag team duo for the roam. But this clash needs to know when to back off, because she got picked off, she was able to stall the attackers, granted, but she was able to get picked off when she could have been played later into the round.
Yeah, so I really hope Dazzy plays maybe more conservatively, as we say, as he's just in Soda Machine right now as Clash alone with no support, currently getting droned out. That is not good. If someone had pre-fired yellow right there, if that pre-fire came earlier, that would have been Clash dead. It's a little bit of unfortunate timing from, I think it's from Thermite. Yeah, it looks like it's Vezi. But I mean, Dazzy's feeling the pressure now. You got 2 barrels looking at you, one of which is the Zofia, who, could just stun him out and pick up the trade. So you're preparing for that. She wants Vezi to move a little closer so they can get the 1-2 punch. Vezi's a little cautious, though. But the Buck is going to make work on Piano, though, with the IQ taking the bandit batteries out from above. They'll stun Dazzy once, but not get any damage on him. A little bit of an unfortunate misuse of the concussion there, but Zofia is going to move closer, force this clash down. And again, there's really no one supporting her. She's doing this solo. And I got to think, if you have a gun behind her feeding all the intel to that player, you might have been able to come away with a pick or 2.
Yeah, I question, instead of just quickly switching over to Sophia's AK, she instead tried to get an impact grenade onto the clash. I don't think that worked out well, but I think Alpha is going to instead not worry about the clash and get as much vertical control as they can and be able to get the picks that they need from up top. We're getting down to 55 seconds, and there has been no picks so far. And once it gets down to about 20 seconds, that's why like to say it becomes a bloodbath because everyone is collapsing onto the site. But Axon is going to be getting the first pick, and Octane is going to get the second pick. That's Skidoo and PH off of the board. And right now, Octane is trying to deal with this Clash, and Clash is going to be annoying, but the plant's going to be put down by Vezi.
Oh, Kulstral, though, with a big 3K, gets 2 people down on site, flanks upstairs, and picks off the Zofia as well. Now we're back down to an even 2v2. However, Dazi's on the Clash, and that's not really a gun you want, or an operator you want in this clutch situation, as Dazi gets lit up to about 20 HP. It's going to be mainly up to Kulstral to try and get these kills, but as he vaults over pipes, he'll get finished off, and it's the cross from Skilla being held will kill the Clash, and Alpha1 will win their third attack onto the basement. And again, the reason why that failed, I think a big part of that was the smoke going down first from the vertical control. Because you see, every time smokes go down from the attack through that breach, your smoke on the defense will throw out a toxic canister and stall that out. But because he went down so early from the vertical angles held by Axon, because again, there was no one pressuring upstairs, that was completely free control for the attack. They had so much time to get to work. There was so much open from the Buck, the Zofia, the IQ, what have you, that there was nowhere safe for the defense to run. Smoke started to rotate, got his head taken off by Axon above, and that was free plant for the defense, especially with the Capitao smokes. They had absolutely no idea what was going on. I'm sure the Clash was calling things out to her teammates, trying to get help on yellow stairs, and a good try from Kulstral. I'm pretty sure he's top fragging his team right now, but again, I got a question going to that site.
Yeah, what's surprising is because basement is usually a secondary site. I know top floor is a bit more popular because of how elevated it is, but second floor it's usually the secondary, or sometimes team will go to the basement because it is a more defendable site in their eyes. And it's surprising because it's one of the top 2 sites that you will go to, and they have been losing it constantly. So I think they're going to need to go back to the drawing board and see what they have been doing wrong.
Yeah, I mean, there's only 2 more rounds left in the half, and doesn't matter if they win or lose this site, if they go basement and not top floor, I might scream. That would just be like, I have no hope.
I'm hoping that they're playing the long game, and so they're trying to just
they have 2 ACOGs.
Yeah, playing lobby, be able to get picks off from there. And what?
Why was Dazi contesting admin?
I don't know.
That admin contention is going to drop him to below half HP. He's got the Doc on his team though, so Kulstral will stem him back up as PH and Octane seem like they can't shake each other, as he'll get the second opening frag onto the Buck. And again, a good pick. However, not too necessary on this site in particular. Honestly, because most of this site comes down to clearing the top floor roamers, not necessarily vertical destruction, because usually the hatch is already open anyway. Oh, Axon just misses the smoke's head. Skoo comes away very narrowly from that, and he'll continue to just hold theater against this attack, but he's still got help from PH as well, who got healed up by Kulstral as well. So now the long angle being held by the Capitao can't find the Jaeger either. I'm surprised no shots connected there. That was a little bit unfortunate for Skilla. And Zag will get lit up as well, trying to entry in by Skoo. Demonstrated back as well, but Skoo's on smoke. He can just delay this with the toxic gas canisters. PH finds another onto that Capitao. And I mean, the Buck wasn't a big deal. Capitao on this site definitely is.
Definitely. And I would say that that Skidoo should use his smoke charges since he is getting pushed. Ideally, you would like to keep that for the plant, but if you're getting pushed and you need to make a getaway, throwing down a smoke canister, it could save your butt. But he has retreated down below, and it's going to be holding an angle onto connector doorway, and he is just going to wait for someone to drop. And this looks like the first that's going to be on the chopping block is Vezi. And PH is going to have a triple kill. This is a great round for him. Things coming out. I'm not able to make out who it was. Zag's going to get the kill on Skidoo, so there are the smokes off of the board. I don't think a single toxic bait has been expelled during this round.
That was match. I'm not sure why he didn't go for it, but Thermite gets finished off upstairs, as does Zag. PH gets a quad kill on the round as the Jaeger. And honestly, I'm really happy to see that. He really got one opening frag on the Buck that one round and hasn't done anything else since. But it seems like he's woken back up. Big 4K as Colstro gets the last on the dock. Now it's 3-2. So Alpha1 at least able to, or not Alpha1, else Uprise at least able to drag that round back, and they will go second floor. Thank God. Looks like a little bit of a different strategy this time. Mozzie coming out from Colstro instead of, I believe they had Elysian on this site. That's still picking up Castle though, and I would say I hope they don't go for that same weird theater hold because Alpha1 cleared it out really efficiently. But again, Alpha1 didn't really do anything after that. So
Yeah, it was weird. I'm not sure if they were wanting someone to be able to get to the top of Visa stairs, or they just were too nervous on taking their gunfights because they didn't have the information. It was really hard to see, and also I was questioning the strategy because normally you do not want to open up the far wall that is close, that's on long desk, that is near the vending machines. Normally you want to reinforce that, and then the Habana is going to open that up. But it looks like they're doing
yeah,
this. No, they are going to do a full reinforce. It's there are moments like this where I want to hear the team comms and hear
yeah,
what they're
okay.
bickering about.
So Scoo is going full reinforce the theater wall. Interesting. All right, so normally in the long desk wall, we see the leftmost, well, the west side reinforcement. Panel number 1 is usually open for a rotate, or at least a long angle being held by someone playing like the double door, playing in bathroom, or what have you to hold on the visa door. But they're just going to opt to full reinforce that as they have a shield on the visa door instead. And if you're an attacker, you're either going to have to clear that shield and use utility for it, or vault over it, leaving yourself very exposed. But it's Colstrol to start us off on to Octon with a C4. Very nice pick
Another
there.
one.
He is on that printer Valk. Can't find it just yet. Axon's very nervous. You can see he doesn't want to play this too aggro and throw another pick away to the Mozzie. As Colstro playing with the Roni, that's a very, very dangerous weapon close range. Axon's still holding the angle, but Colstro's come off it. No longer pressuring Paper, now holding admin.
Oh, wow, that is. I did not know that was an angle. That's actually a really nice angle that Colstro has, but unfortunately, he's going to have his head taken off by Scadelia. And so far, all that's left is for Alpha1 to be able to get control of admin, and to do is going to be challenging and being very aggressive onto the Zofia that's being controlled by Axon. Impact Nate's going to come out to be able to open up one of the deployable shields that's currently set up. Bessie is looking to open up the projector wall, but they're being a bit cautious because they know that this is being watched.
Interesting that he goes around for the middle of the wall rather than close by long, and that's going to allow a lot of those X-Cars to get shot out from PH. You see there's a very small hole, but can't really do a lot with that. It's not as wide of an angle as they would have liked. But now Hibana is going to go on Suicide Valk and start to pressure out that castle of Dazi, who's been left to half HP, and his shield is gone. Should the attackers choose to, they can probably easily pinch this player, but they'll have to deal with Rida as well. I think the smoke is actually positioned in theater to support too. Or no, is Scoo in connector. I think it might be in the connector. The prone peek from Rida very, very narrowly almost gets caught by a player by Spiral. And Alpha1 they're decently spread out, which is unfortunate because there's not much tradability should someone holding a lone angle fall. 35 seconds left on the clock, and something's going to have to happen from the attackers soon. Dazi dancing around the site will finally lose out to a player position on Visa Stairs. That skill is second kill in the round. Axon will opt to just blitz right through gas, and now he's in a great cover position. Zag finds PH. The smoke gets lit up on the cross, trying to kill the planter. Ryder will trade back on the Bezzy, but still Ping's in a disadvantageous position. I thought the smoke was down. He's actually alive with 1 HP. He finds Zag after Ryder was traded off, and the gas actually finished off Skilla as well. We're now down to a 1v1. The plant coming in from Axon, though. He'll get downed by Scoo. A fantastic frag, but does he know? Axon's going to be picking himself up, but there's no time anyway. Fantastic fallback from Scoo, and a good, I believe, 4K on the round for him, as it was, yeah, Maestro with 1, Scoo with 4.
Yeah, well done by Uprise, but I feel that the main problem is that Alpha 1, they have not been having the best of luck attacking top floor. I know admin take is a popular take. The other one is to take control of console windows and taking control of yellow stairs, but they're doing an admin push. But it's once they get control of admin and they're trying to get control of long desk and visa stairs, they tend to stall out a lot. They either don't have any information on who's currently set up, or they have lost their drones. It's hard to tell, and I was not able to catch on the current drone economy, but instead, it's now at the half, and Alpha 1 are now going to show what they can do on the defense, and we're going to the second floor.
And you can see Kulstral trying to do his best for his team right now. He's 8-4, top fragging, PH following close behind with 6, whereas Accident and Skilla on Alpha 1 pushing with 7. So good fraggers all around for both teams. Unfortunately, though, Dazi sitting on the donut.
Yeah, that's
I mean, he was playing Clash, so it's understandable, but not even a pick on his Castle or Legion rounds. It's a little bit unfortunate to see, but hopefully he'll be able to pick it up on the Hibana, a little more suited to frag.
Yeah, it's interesting to see on how these two teams are playing, because there are moments where it really seems that Alpha, they're in control and that they know what they're doing. There are moments where they don't seem like they know what they're doing, and Ellis Uprise is just able to take control of the confusion that Alpha is showing.
Yeah, so we'll see if Else Uprise can take a little bit more of a dominant attacking half. I mean, 3-3 on Consulate is not strange. It's pretty average. It's become a little more attacker-sided as of recent. I think the last Pro League statistics said it was above 50% for the attack. So maybe a little bit of an advantage coming into Else now, as they were able to split evenly on their defensive half and now move onto the advantageous side. It looks like we are going for a console push, so very different. In fact, the exact opposite of what we saw from Alpha 1. They all pushed admin very, very heavily. Else right now setting up for console. And people downstairs too. So PH downstairs as the Buck, trying to fire up and flush out any of those defenders, but it's Octon on a very, very long roam as the Mozzie. And if he's not found out, if the flank drones are not properly placed, he's coming up yellow now. He could easily dispatch this player in Piano. No, he's already moved into Antechamber along with the Ash. So if Octon can get close enough even, that might be a free double kill. He's just got to make the right move. He'll find the Ash on the cross, though, as she comes out and drop her. Kulstral goes down. Finds the Buck as well. Downs off PH. A double for Octon on the roam. And just, again, no flank drones to cover his retreat. And that is probably the freest 2Vs of his life.
Definitely. You would think that, okay, Kulstral gets knocked down. It's like saying, hey, PH, Buck, there's one in there, and Skill is going to get a kill onto Daisy, and that's going to be the Hibana that's out of the picture, but the Mozzie will be shut. What?
Just TK'd. Oh. Did he do that just to deny the kill? That's actually... That would be pretty funny. If he just TK'd Octon so Scoo couldn't get the kill, that would be pretty entertaining.
BM. That is the textbook definition BM.
Yeah. So, I guess Zach got his pick. So if they lose the round, you know, it's not his fault. As Alpha 1 are in the lead, 4-2 right now in terms of man count. And Scoo's the only one with drones left, but they're in flank watch positions as he'll eat a little bit of damage from the Jaeger. And pushing down, though, aggressively, Axon tries to follow up, but is caught by the gridlock. Now a little bit more even. Man count, though, still in the favor of Alpha 1 as it's right up pushing Spiral. Won't look to his left, though. That's an easy frag for Skilla. 1v3 now for Scoo. Finds the Maestro, able to finish him off, but turning around the Wamai with the revolver of all guns to finish him off. Alpha 1, though it looked a little scary at the end there, but still able to draw it back and take their first defense.
Definitely. It was definitely showing that Alpha was in control of that match. Else they were doing great stuff down below, and unfortunately it was all because of that Mozzie play with his long flank. How he was able to go down Visa, and I don't even think he was in Visa. He was all the way in server. And then he slowly worked his way up to yellow stairs and waited for that moment. And when Kulstral decided to fly the corner as Ash mains do, he took out the Ash. And I was expecting PH to be able to quickly get the refrag, but that was not the case. Instead, Octane was able to pick up another kill, and that's what really set the pacing for that round.
Yeah, like you said, I'm surprised the refrag didn't come in. And I mean, am I not remembering correctly, or was PH mid-sprint?
Um,
I couldn't tell if he was mid-sprint or peaking.
it didn't seem that he was mid sprint. I think he might have been white peaking.
Yeah. Dazi's still on a donut as well. 0-6.
Yeah,
Didn't find one on Hibana. Maybe he'll find one on Thermite, as there are a lot of kills that happen typically through the breach after Thermite gets them. But something we haven't seen from, or we didn't see from Else Uprise on their defense of the bottom floor is a mute for that drone denial. So we see the mute Mozzie combo coming out. Very, very difficult to deal with if you rely a lot on your drones, which, you know, typically most teams should, as well as Axon on the Kaid. Now, because there is no, because there's no Thatcher on the board, you can't just whip an EMP at the wall and get rid of it. You're going to have to clear it from above. There's no Maverick either, so they can't just circumvent that. So they'll have to take piano control from the defense, but you can see it's very, very, very dedicated roam strat right now from Vesdi, Octane, and Skilla, and that's going to be difficult to flush out with this much manpower. If Alpha1 play it smart, they can stall Else Uprise completely upstairs.
definitely. And this is giving me Space Station Gaming vibes on their basement roam on Clubhouse.
Yeah.
That's what it's giving me, because they have Mute and Mozzie, which that combo is incredibly dangerous. I honestly think teams should more so ban Mozzie so they're able to get better drone economy, or even ban the Mute. But that's just my
What is this?
What? What is
Oh.
Axon? Oh, that is a dirty
That's
angle.
disgusting. He can see all the way to yellow stairs, too. You see the holes on the right for that peak. But despite the Cayenne on the board, the Thermite, I believe, still got the breach down, as Octane's already very lit up. I assume from that player on the console repel. And you see Cull still trying to flank in from admin 2. PH will make his entrance in the console. He knows there's players upstairs. Octane's in connector and Mute's in theater. Shotgun open a wall, try to get the C4 in behind the desk, but it's not caught, and he gets finished off by PH. A good roam clear so far, but we're halfway into the round. The Buck will opt to just drop, leaving Vezi upstairs to his own devices, but they do know he's there now as the shots came down through the hatch, and Skoo finish him off on his retreat back. Skill is on yellow, though, the last roamer alive. The last survivor. Can he kill the Buck? The Buck is looking down at the floor, focusing on this vertical destruction. It seems like he knows a flank could come out from this Jaeger, potentially. But Skill is not making this move just yet. He's playing it very passively up on yellow, waiting for someone to pressure bathroom, but the attackers have completely shifted their focus down the site for the most part. The C4 will come out and catch the Thermite. A Kobe and a half from Axon between the two cars. That's a little bit more delay in the hands of Alpha1. And with 40 seconds left, now the gas canisters start to come out from Zag. Well timed. Skilla, though, on the flank will find Skoo, as Ryder will start to continue this plant. But Skilla has control of yellow stairs, and he'll just peek around and catch the planter again. Finally traded back by the Ash, but one comes for the refrag. We'll lose that as well. And because of the aggressive play, we're down to a 1v2. Axon, unfortunately, missing shots on the Ash with that ACOG. One will rotate down to the garage door, potentially. It's gonna be the Buck, I believe. He catches him, though, and now it's the Ash on 1 HP. Axon finds that too. Alpha1 with another round. Axon with another 1v2 clutch, his second of the game, and they'll take garage.
Yes, that was well done by Axon to clutch that round. I do respect the split push, but that Buck just vaulting over and that him landing, that gave away his position. And honestly, it was looking that Else Uprise was able to take that round because they were able to quickly take care of the roam, and they were, I believe it was a 5v3 for a while. I think Alpha was able to get 2 picks, but it was looking more in favor of Else Uprise to be able to take an attack round. And what ended up just saving them was that clutch from Axon.
Thumbs up. Yeah, that roam clear was spectacular from Else Uprise, and they just couldn't turn it into a proper execute. Unfortunately, Skilla had a very, very well-timed flank. Was able to pick off not only a player upstairs, but also the planter, which was huge. He picked off that IQ that allowed Axon, after the C4, to just move on behind White Van. There was no one else positioned outside. The Buck lost his fight to the wide peak behind White, and an easy cleanup with the TCSG from Axon. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why it's getting nerfed. And now they will opt for their third site, Lobby. Interesting that there's not a single ACOG on board here.
Yeah, that's odd. Part of me was about to say, wait, there's Maestro, but he had his ACOG taken away. It's I'm so used to him still having the ACOG since
Yeah.
he's a 3-speed, and honestly, I didn't think the ACOG nerf was that influential because he has 80 rounds and a high rate of fire with very manageable recoil. That's the problem, Ubisoft.
Yeah. It's a goddamn laser.
You can just free fire for days and you would probably get 2 kills.
Yeah. It's like we keep forgetting there's no ACOG just because we've been traumatized at this point by spawn peeking Maestros just laying it down. But seems like we're gonna have a top floor clear first and foremost from else Uprise, as they should. Zag standing on the toilet for an angle, for a little bit of an off angle onto the yellow stairs, it seems. Skilla will open us up onto Dazzy already.
And that's the thermite.
Well, yeah,
granted, it's not
we say that, but he's literally useless on this site.
Yeah, honestly,
that's your dedicated diffuse planter. Diffuser planter. More like that's a little bit more important than the thermite's utility. And Dazzy will stick on the donut, as PH as well has been lit up to about 26, 27 HP.
I feel sorry for Dazzy. That C4 that I saw just get yeeted across the room, well, it was entertaining, but I feel sorry for him.
It was a great toss.
It was a very good toss. I honestly, for Lobby, I think a Montang would be a lot better here. Good pick from PH to get Octon, and that's going to be the Mozzie off of the board. Hopefully he has all of his pests down. If not, that's going to open up some droning for the attacking side.
Yeah, and of course now control over those drones, should he capture any, has been forfeited now too, as well as a C4, a pretty powerful gun. So Axon is now the only one left upstairs as the mute, again playing the same position he was previously, and the shotgun, unfortunately, doesn't come out fast enough. It's Culstral who's quick on the draw, now puts himself up to 11 kills. The man is on fire despite his team not losing. He's doing his best to try and bench them. 13 for Skilla as well, really topping it up there, and he's still alive too. A man disadvantage now for Alpha1 that they'll have to work out of, but as you saw from last round, it's not too much of a hamper to their play. Vezzy's still on the smoke as well, so plenty of delay power on that in those canisters. Jaeger with a powerful weapon, as well as the Alda on the Zag, something to always be feared no matter what situation you're in. PH making the holes upstairs, will find one and crossing an antechamber, but not able to find the shots in time. And Zag is pretty safe here to just hold onto that piano, drop down. Anyone goes into his line of sight and they'll die immediately. And there's only 10 seconds left on the board for Alpha1 to wait out. Else Uprise have to make a move. They'll try and go to circle desk. Planting now is Rida in default corner. Smoke will drop Culstral though. PH frags back. The Maestro Evil Eye though, too late. It'll finish off Rida, as well as PH dropping in lobby, but it's post-plant. Skoo can play this passively. He doesn't need to push. He'll get found out, but drop the Maestro. Now they know exactly where he is though. Skilla is aware that he's playing by piano and antechamber. And if Skilla can get in that corner, there's not much Skoo can do. It's all about the timing of the cross, and Skilla will make it. Now he can effectively beat this diffuser. Skoo has to push him. There's only 3 seconds left. He'll start sprinting, but is it too late? He's playing it too passively, and it's the diffuse from the Jaeger. Alpha1 take it despite the 4v3. And Skoo, you gotta be on it, man. You're a 3 armor. You have to make that move sooner.
Definitely. I think they had no information that the Jaeger was going for the defuse. I'm not sure if he was just backed off and taking cover while he was reloading, and he was expecting, oh, they're not going to go for the defuse, but that was the perfect moment for the Jaeger to rush in and be able to take the defuse, and props to him to sticking it, because I thought that was going to end up to be a bait, and he was going to take out Skidoo, but instead he stuck to it, and well done.
Yeah, I'm sure they must have had info on the gridlock, probably an evil eye still up or something to let Axon know when to lift off. Either that or because, gridlock is so freaking loud that Axon just was able to tell, or not Axon, that Skilla was able to just tell how close or how far she was by her thunderous footsteps. But now that puts Alpha 1 on match point, and they'll go top floor where they were able to win this pretty handily.
Definitely, and what Alpha has been showing is that they are definitely in control. Their attacks have been a bit lackluster. They've been able to show great promise on the basement, but when it comes to the top floor, they seem to stall out pretty quickly. And the one time from lobby, it did go to L's Uprise, so it feels like they're good on the basement attack, but they need to either
Oh,
have a better
hold
push
on.
or
Zag
what.
is playing Pulse Shot.
Pulse shot. I'm sorry.
Pulse Shotgun. See, there it is. The
What is
M1014
this?
comes out.
Black ice metal?
Yeah, that thing, it's not a sniper anymore, but he's playing with the Mozzie. Yeah, I don't know what the play is here. We'll see. I guess we'll see what he does, whether or not he can get a frag with it. He's playing underneath admin, so you're going to assume that it's an admin push this time instead of console, and he'll play underneath them with the shotgun C4 combo. I think an important thing to note as well is that a lot of these rounds that Alpha 1 are winning, they really have no business to. It's individual players who are stepping up in these individual rounds to either get an amazing clutch, amazing play, win mid-round that just puts things in their advantage. So great plays so far from Alpha 1. Else Uprise, unfortunately, falling to that individual effort. That is a dirty angle through the leaves right now, being held by Octin on the Visa door. And Zag can just call all this info out for him when they're pushing. A C4 will go out, but oh, it got stuck on the doorway. That sucks as Scoo will take out Octin, and the shotgun he just doesn't click. And Scoo finds two, and that's your lobby, or your Visa pressure now dead. Two C4s off the board, as well as the pulse scanner and control of the Mozzie drones.
Yes, and we also got a bit of a dirty angle coming in from Axon all the way onto the double windows. I think he's trying to get what I believe is the bug. Oh my god.
They spotted it.
Yes, they did. And that is... Oh no, it's Daisy. Can he finally get a kill? Or is he going to be able to hold off and be what all thermites are and is the dedicated planter?
He's on an upside down rappel. He just shouldn't lose a fight. If he's... Oh, wait, there's someone on yellow. There's someone on yellow trying to jump out, and it's going to be successful.
Oh.
Axton, from all the way downtown, will get him, but he's crossed upon from two different people as he tries to make his ascent back up yellow. Now we're back to a 2v3 as Skilla finds Ryda. Now wary of the buck downstairs as he'll just walk out the window. He says, nah, I'm not dealing with that. And he'll fall back, but still man advantage held by Else Uprise. No drones on Colstra, but still plenty on Scoo and PH to find Vezi and Skilla. They know exactly where Vezi is, grace of that gas canister that he sent out. They should know that Wamai is still positioned on yellow as well from the earlier frag in the round. Scoo closest to Vezi as Colstral is trying to flash him out. The push comes in, finds some damage. Knows exactly where he's playing behind the shield. The shotgun, though, not able to find his mark as Colstral's there for the backup. Great duo play there, but that's Diffuser! PH is holding Diffuser as Buck downstairs. What an unfortunate misplay, and the Wamai finds Colstral as well. A triple kill for Skilla on the round. Can he find Scoo? The back is turned. Gridlock, you know where he is. And Skilla finds a 4K because the Diffuser was downstairs, forfeiting the site control to the Wamai, who was able to find the last two frags. Colstral losing her fight straight up, but I'm surprised that info was not relayed to the Gridlock. Something must have happened. There's some kind of miscommunication as she doesn't even look where the Wamai was playing. And that's 18 kills on the map for Skilla. 11 for Axon. And 7-3 Consulate goes in the favor of Alpha 1.
Yeah, from what this is showing, that Alpha 1 they're showing to be the better team. We may see
certainly
something.
alphas.
They're definitely, they are showing that they are the alphas.
Yeah. And I mean, but we have to remember, right? That was Alpha 1's map pick, though.
True.
So,
and we're going, which
and
this
we're going
I'm
to
really
theme
excited.
park.
I am excited to cast Theme Park. I've been wanting to do it in another league I'm in, but no one will go Theme Park. I have casted Clubhouse, and coastline and border so many times.
Yeah, and especially too, right? Consulate and theme park play very, very, very differently. And a lot of what Alpha 1 were doing were grace of the aggressive playstyle of the map. So I'm pretty excited to move on to theme park. I don't know if the players want a short break or not before we move on to theme park. But yeah, we are going to take a short 5 minute break to get the next map set up and all that jazz. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for theme park.
All right. See you later.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to match 1 of the Throwapalooza between Else, Uprise, and Alpha1. If you're not with us for map number 1, Consulate, Alpha1's pick, that went their way 7-3 with at least three of those rounds just going in the hands of Alpha1 when it really shouldn't have. But now we move on to Else, Uprise's pick of Theme Park. Alpha1 starting on defense, they will be graced with the first ban.
Yes, and I'm very excited for this. We are going to see how Theme Park is going to play out. This is a new map. This has replaced Bank in the current meta. So, well, the current competitive pool. And Theme Park, it has a mixed view from a lot of people. Some people like playing it, but majority of people that I've heard, they hate to play it. It has had the rework, which has made it better, but it has also made it more of a team component map where you have to work together to be able to play this map well.
Yeah, and we're going to have the Thatcher Maverick duo off the board.
Ooh.
So, those walls leading into Throne, those are now significantly harder to open. You're going to have to deal with Bandit, Kaid, impact tricking, pressure from above, now with no Thatcher or Maverick. So, good luck opening them. Mira is going to be the first defensive ban from Else Uprise. That's, very average. Alpha1. So here they have several choices. They can either ban out Echo or Maestro, the two typical normal bans. They can ban out Valkyrie, as there's a lot of good spots for her and the map hasn't been fully explored yet. Or they can ban out Kaid, as there is no Thatcher or Maverick, but they're just going to go with the stock standard Echo. Don't want to deal with those yokais, as it is going to take much longer for them to open the walls. They don't want to have to deal with the Echo drone stopping them on the plant when it comes to 000 should it be needed. And again, Else Uprise will be starting on the attack, as Alpha1 got to pick their side, and who wouldn't pick defense on Theme Park? Alpha1 are not literally insane, as they will go Bunk Daycare first, typically the secondary site after Throne Room, but we do see it first a lot too, just to kind of throw the attackers off. Buck, not as much of an influential operator here. Iana on Dazi should be 6th picked off of.
Yeah, I think that might have been a random pick. Yes,
Yeah,
and there
okay.
will be the 6th pick.
On a Thermite. Yeah, as he was playing that all last map, and I believe actually finished the map on a donut.
Yes, and that was very unfortunate.
It was.
But we are going to have a Goyo in play, and this is probably going to play into what is currently known as the 20-second meta. Right now, the meta is make the attackers waste as much utility as they can. And once they finally collapse on the site, it's 20 seconds left in the round.
Thank you, Dazi, for that. That is true. Don't do drugs, kids. That's
don't do that.
Drugs are bad. Drugs are
also
harmful.
Wash your hands. Hope you're all staying safe,
true.
because we are in strange times right now. I hope you're all doing well, being able to cope with the isolation.
I am. Dude, I'm just living my normal life. Nothing has changed.
I'm pretty much doing the same.
Yeah, so.
Just
but you see,
college classes have changed.
Yeah. Alpha1 are doing what you normally do on this site. You extend into initiation. So there's two ways of holding Daycare Bunk. Either you turtle up, hold yellow hallway really hard, reinforce off the bunk wall into initiation, and play with, like, a bandit or a kite or whatever, or you open the bunk wall and you play hard into waiting initiation and office, which it seems like is going to be the play from Alpha1. Actually, yeah, you have the Goyo holding the shields over there. Wow.
That is a
high
angle.
Pixel. If he gets a tap off that, I will probably just leave. I'll just get up and walk away.
I will be thoroughly impressed if he's able to pull that off.
Like, if he does that, why even play anymore if you're Else Uprise?
Exactly. That's where y'all have forward and uninstall. Ooh.
He's looking for it, man. I want it. The Ashe is playing
like a pixel.
She's playing so aggressively. Oh, just a little bit too late on the draw, too late on the reaction for Axon. And it looks like the Ashe will finally fall off, as she's used, I think, both her breaching rounds? If I'm not mistaken. No, okay, she's still got one more. She used one. I think it destroyed one Goyo shield, but she's got another left in her pocket. You see the defenders are just rooted in place, man. And there's a minute and a half down off the board already, and Else Uprise have not done much. They're barely even in the building yet. They're just mulling around on the outside of the arcade, or not the arcade, the Dragon Balcony, but PH will finally find the first frag before he's quickly traded back by Axon on the Goyo. So, an even 4v4, but, oh, that's actually Smoke Dead. Vezi going down first is potentially huge as the Ash will peek around the bathroom, but his head gets ripped straight off by Axon. A good two-piece on the round with the TCSG. A regular thinking name, if you will, as Zag will one-burst someone, and again the TCSG comes out for Axon. Can he find the fourth? He will! He slams the IQ so hard, she phased through the wall. And Axon, just playing off this one Goyo shield in waiting room, gets a 4K. That is probably the most improper clear of initiation I've ever seen.
Definitely. I am questioning what that Nomad was doing, because they know that Goyo is playing right there. But instead, she's just looking to make a beeline to the showers, but gets immediately picked off. I was questioning if anyone was playing Cash, but instead they were using Goyo to play off of the hole that they created in Cash and just hold the door, which is very well played. I do like how they were doing that. But
Yeah.
most of it just went off from Axton getting those 4.
Yeah, they just were unable to flush one guy out of one position for some reason. Like, they had nades. They had Nash.
They had an Ash. Ash could easily just throw the flashbangs to clear out ADSs or magnets.
Like, just destroy the shit out of this.
I would not be surprised. This is calling it early, but I would not be surprised if we have Cap.
If he does the exact same thing. I would not be. Yeah, okay. Here's the shield.
Oh my god. Here we go again.
There it is. Axe is going to hold the exact same position because you hold... Basically what you do with initiation is you hold it the same way you hold bunk, except the sights are in the opposite direction. And that's kind of... That's the gist of it. You hold both sights very, very, very similarly. Only bunk... So the reason why bunk is typically harder to take than initiation is because you're clearing from the same side. It's just an extra layer you have to go through.
Yes.
Because you hold it like this way.
And if you try to push it from Cafe, that usually doesn't go well.
Yeah.
So,
Cafe is just one big bottleneck.
It is. It's a huge choke point, and normally you'll have someone playing there. There probably might be a cheeky Pulse or a Valkyrie that's downstairs that's ready to nitro you.
Yeah, it's not pretty. But again, Goyo going to be holding this same angle, and I think she just fired a breaching round without even, like, trying to clear the ADS. So that's going to be one breaching round off the board for the Ash. Unfortunate there from Kulstral. As Axon, I don't know if he just got droned out. I don't think so. I think that was through the wall that I saw that silhouette. And he's just going to keep holding this door like he was last round. And we all remember how that went. Just killing 4 people because he just... He was moving around in the same, like, 15-foot square grid. Like, he just didn't have to do anything. As now the drop will come down in control room from the attack, already pressuring this wall with the Thermite of Dazi, looking to drop it, but they do have a mute. Likely Zag with a jammer down on that wall, and he'll actually get misdroned. I don't know if it turned around in time before Vezi destroyed it. So Zag may well have just been misdroned, as the Buck will, after burning the ADSs, will go for a nade, but just wide peeking. They will know of Zag's position now. Will not get any damage on PH, but rather eat some himself. The nade to follow up behind Shrine will not find anything as he throws it way too far. The Mute is playing close. But it's Kulstral to find Octon first. Diego will go down, and that's an opening pick for Else Uprise. The breach falls, but that...
He misses the
shot!
shot!
How do you whiff that? The Mute completely whiffs. Dazi will get the knife, his first kill in this entire series, and trades are just coming back and forth. And it's Else Uprise to light up the scoreboard. And they'll come away with the victory after that blitz through the doorway with the exothermic charge to distract. And Else Uprise as well, pushing down Cash hallway into waiting room, will just find all the picks. And how do you miss that if you're Zag? How do you just miss that? I don't understand.
I don't know. I think he just by the
I don't know.
place where he fired, he was just aiming right at the thermite's arm.
I don't know what the
So
hell just happened.
just barely missed it. Oh my god. And it was just a fury of kills, and I jinxed it saying that it was probably going to be a perfect half, but that's obviously not going to happen now. But we are now going to be going to Armory Throne, one of the most defender side sites that I've seen. It can be cracked, and I think teams are starting to figure out how to crack it, but the defense does have the upper hand right now.
Yeah, and man, that I still don't know what the hell happened in that round. But yeah, we're gonna go on to Throne Room, a site that hopefully will make sense. And again, you've got Kaid, you've got Bandit, and you've got Legion with impacts. That is tripling up on the coverage of the maintenance and barrels walls. And that's typically why you see teams go for yellow wall, because the yellow wall doesn't typically see as much dedication to being covered as the barrels and the bumpers walls do. But it doesn't afford you as much control, and you can't get that nice little, like, a little pinch in the sight that you can get from opening both. I'm curious as to see if Alpha1, how much they have dedicated to upstairs, or if they're all turtling down on Throne Room, because a lot of that, if you sacrifice the top floor for free, a lot of that area above the site is destructible, and PH is bringing the fuck. So,
Yeah,
okay,
though
they have Octin upstairs. Octin and Skill.
yeah, but most of the destroyable floor is only into armory, and most of throne is indestructible to my knowledge. So you are opening one section of the site. Excuse me, but you aren't able to deal with the ones that are deep into sight if you're trying to attack from yellow.
Yeah, and you see they're already pressuring out this Mozzie of Octin, who is playing by showers, will now fall back to office as he's being droned out. Skilla as well, just inching over the head of PH, who's ducked behind that control counter, now up peaking it, as Scoo will take some damage by presumably Octin on the roam. PH now wide swinging this initiation door, will lose the fight to Skilla. The top fragger from last map making his presence known already, but Scoo at least able to refrag on Octin. So the Mozzie upstairs will fall. There's a lot of damage done to Scoo and Cultural, almost a full body's worth, so good work by the Mozzie. He's also wasted a full minute and a half, and Skilla is still alive upstairs. And we know how dominant Skilla can be, as Octin will drop from the lobby. Hopefully he'll be back before the next round starts. Hitting the deck, though, is Skilla, and he'll find the Ash coming up off the prone. That was dangerous, but the flick does not find Hibana. Though, damage done to Rida. Half HP off him, Scoo still at about 15. And this roam wasted both 2 minutes, 2 bodies, and a hell of a lot of HP off of El Uprise.
Definitely. It felt a little bit clunky, and that pushback from Rana from control just felt a bit late. I'm sure that it was just with the unfortunate timing that ended up causing for else. Though they were able to get the 2 picks out, but they wasted 2 minutes on clearing this roam, and they still need to attack site. They were able to open up connector, so they were able to get the hatch and be able to keep anyone from rotating, but they need to open up either yellow barrels or bumpers.
Just the split hatch. Just the split hatch is not nearly enough control to actually push sight, as Dazzy will actually be able to successfully open the barrels wall. The impact trick misses from Zag. Now they have a line of sight into Throne, but 2 bodies will fall on the side of Else Uprise, as Vezi will collect the last. And Alpha1 will take their Throne Room defense as, well, really as they should. And they'll start to lead 2-1 off of, really that was just all off of an excellent duo roam by Octin and Skilla.
Definitely, and as you said, it was just off of that well-timed roam. And what else Uprise has been lacking is getting those refrags. Sure, the second round they were able to get a fair amount of refrags and win that match, but it was just, I think, luck of the draw when they collapsed onto site. And also with the whiff, I think it was Zag on the mute, that whiff onto the thermite just threw it out the window.
Yeah, because I mean, if he was able to get a kill and get traded back, maybe more info to call out to the Goyo that hey, they're pushing, watch out behind you, don't get shot in the back. Because that'll happen really, really, really fast. You can't really blame him for not getting the information out in time. As Vezi opening the bunk wall will deal a little bit of team damage to Octin, but it's nothing too much. So nothing to worry about there. And they're doing the same extended hold, and Axton's on Goyo. And again, the reason why Alpha1 have been winning so many rounds is because of individual players stepping up and making big plays. And last time they defended this site, it was Axton holding this one shield in waiting room, getting a 4K with the TCSG.
Yeah, I am surprised that he got away with 4 kills. I can understand 1 or 2, but they did nothing to push that Goyo off this spot, and he was just having himself a nice little campfire, toasting up some marshmallows, making some s'mores, and just shooting people. The best way I can describe it, he was the engineer and the engineer. That's what he was.
I understood that reference. That is a big brain Team Fortress 2 reference.
That is an old video, but it still holds up.
It's great. They're all great videos. As Octane will pressure out this dragon door, he'll get droned out by, I believe that's the thermite of Dazi. Who has a kill? Round of applause for that. He's got 2! He has... Well, you can't really say doubled when he had 0.
No.
He has exponentially more kills than he had before. Actually, no, you can't even say that.
Technically, he is on a linear track to have more kills.
Pretty much.
I'm an engineer, I know these things.
Yeah. He won't find another just yet, though, as Octin was on one last map. Seems to have a slow start here as he's 0-2, still sitting on a donut. I believe the last member of his team on a donut, if I'm not mistaken. He's going to be holding out... Okay, alright.
Okay. Alright. Oh no,
Okay.
he's spelling something else.
Oh, is he?
I think.
Is that TY?
I think so.
I think that's thank you. Alright, that is not what I initially thought it was, so it was actually a very nice message. We love you too, Octin. You've been a star performer for your team, at least in the last map, but it's Skilla to find Kulstrel to open us out. Flick, though, does not find the second, and he's refragged. You took out Ash for Wamai, and now the attackers have control of the yellow hallway, as another one is found with a nade, but the IQ's fragged back by Octin. Speaking of, who moves on the catwalks. However, he's been very lit up in the process, but PH has been downed. Axton as well with the TCSG finds one. And all of a sudden, all that control that the attackers previously had has just been exploded upon and quelled by the defense of Alpha1. And it's Dazi, the man, the myth, the legend, on the thermite in a 1v3. Octin's lit up, but that's really the only thing he has going for him. His diffuser is not in his possession either. Axton position.
Yep, Axton positioning himself to upper arcade. Toxic Babe is going to come out, and Octane is going to try to see if he can secure this kill, but and Dazi is just going to go up. He's going to push on in, going to be quite aggressive. Axton's going to miss his first shot, and Dazi is just going to be waiting, but he is going to get collapsed on by the other 2 members, and Alpha1 will secure another round.
Yeah, stalwart defense from Alpha1 looked to be shaken by Uprise, but I mean, that retake there into the yellow hall was just fantastic from Alpha1. Mainly Octin, really putting the pressure on, able to dart away, distracting the other attacker to get traded out as well. And I believe it was by Vezi.
I think
because Vezi and Zag both had the shotgun, and I know it was the SAS shotgun. I think it was Vezi, as they'll now move to Initiation Room Office. Now again, as Eddie had stated before, they won this site due to the attackers had won this site due to maybe a little bit of luck and catching the defenders wholly off guard. Everything happened so fast they didn't really have time to relay all the info to their teammates. Perfect blitz there from Uprise, but I doubt it happens again. Rushes never really repeat. Lightning doesn't strike twice. So hopefully Uprise have something else in store.
Yeah, so Alpha, they're sticking to the same strategy. I'm sure they're going to change a couple of things because they realize what went wrong. but hopefully Else Uprise is able to realize what they've been doing wrong, and this may end up as a 4-2 or even a 5-1, which is not uncommon because of how the defender's side team park is right now. I would like to see Else be able to show something else. But right now it is not.
Haha, something else. I get it. That was on the nose. Get it? Something because they're else uprise.
Yeah. Accidental
Something
pun.
else. Haha.
They need to have someone just be something dot else.
Don't they have? They've got Dazi else, Rida else. It don't really make sense in context of the word, but I mean, is else uprise an org or just their team name?
I think it's just a team name. I am not familiar with this team name. I can double check that.
I wonder what that means. But Rida will now drone himself into control room, make sure that side of the map is clear, as usually you don't really see defenders play in control room. That's kind of a free area for the attack to mount their push into the door, but it's Dazi! Hey, the Thermite will start us off onto Vezi, the smoke dead very early from a nice peek on the rappel in the control room window. So, unfortunate from Vezi exposing himself a little bit too much, and that's your smoke dead first. That is a huge pick. Now Dazi will make his entry into control room. A Goyo shield is popped, so good waste of utilities there. As, I mean, he's still the only one in the building, though, with a minute 40 left. You've got one pick. It's a very, very important pick, but one pick is generally not enough to try and blitz a site like Initiation. But Dazi will get the Thermite charge down on the wall. Octon can do nothing about it, as he is Jaeger, and it'll go down for free. Actually, Impacts come out to try and stop it, but unfortunately, they sail a little bit too far. Now, Octon has to contest with this breach. Can he find the player up by the control room? I believe it's the buck of PH. Fight will occur, but no shots land from either player. Ooh, a quick peek, though, will find Octon. A fantastic shot there by PH. And now man count in Else's advantage as they'll just move into Initiation. One trade back from Zag, though, evening out just a little bit, and you still got Accent on the TCSU, which is Dangerous Beast. But Scoo finds Zag. It's a 4v2 now. Dazi as well. They'll lift off the plant, though. Strange, but the find from Skilla, he finds two. Thermite goes down. He'll drop Fish as well with a headshot. Now Scoo and Rida against the two of Accident and Skilla. And I mean, Scoo is very lit up, and you've got the TCSG on the side of Accident. They'll go for the pickup on Dazi, though, to try and put man count back in their advantage, but still, I think Accident still has a C4. I mean, he could send it sailing in a sight and collect 2 free again. But Skilla's just going to try and wide peek. Diffuser will go down. Unfortunate, and he finds the planter, though. Scoo will get finished off. Dazi on low HP as well. Ride is the only full HP member. He'll light up Skilla, though. So, about even footing. And now Elsewise, with the post plant, is in the advantage.
Indeed, and we're going to have Axon. He doesn't have any C4. He's going to see the IQ, but it's going to quickly save that refrag. And right now, it's all left down to Dazi, and he's just going to stay on the rappel. But Skilla is going to be the mad lad and jump on out. And Axon will have plenty of time to get this defused. Alpha were able to regain their sight back and put them up 4-1.
Yeah, wow. Man, that was a post plant that maybe should have been a little more smartly held by Else Uprise. I don't really agree with the rappel because you can long arm that from behind the reinforcement that was left after the Thermite breached anyway. So that was a little confusing. But you know, Skilla and Axon just proving that they are the alphas on Alpha1, maybe the team taking their namesake from them. And they'll clutch up the round for their team, and now it's a 4-1 lead by the defense as they'll go down to Armory Throne Room, and we know how this went last time. It was an excellent roam duo from Skilla and Octon that delayed so long on the attack upstairs, and by then they just had very little utility, manpower, and time to try and push those walls, and that was an easy shutout for the defense.
Definitely. I was about to say that Else Uprise should bring Maverick, but Maverick's banned. At least someone with grenades to be able to push off on someone that is trying to either impact trick or the bandit trying to bandit trick. But It's not bringing it right now. So we'll see. Hopefully, Alpha Uprise have a plan. I really want to see them do a better push and roam clear on the second floor because they wasted 2 minutes. 2 minutes to probably take control of maybe 30 to 40 meters of space.
Yeah,
It's
it was. I mean, they had upstairs control, but the thing is with this site, upstairs control is very, very important to gain as the attack. But they gained it way too late for the Buck to actually be able to do anything, and it's Octin with a spawn peek onto
where,
Ryda.
where is he? Oh, he's all the way on
Did
cash
he
now?
do the run out? You bastard. I hate that run out. Oh,
I
it's
do
so
too.
annoying to deal with. If that was the run out that killed Ryda, that's super unfortunate, and that's your Hibana dead. That's one of your 2 hard breachers. That's a lot less control you can gain. Yeah, it looks like it was from the Dragon Balcony run out. And a great opening frag from Octane.
I wish I could understand
Actually,
what you're saying right now.
is it Octane or Octane?
I don't know. I keep wanting to say Octane because of
I
I
feel like
know
Octane probably makes sense, right?
yeah, Octane makes sense.
Like that's a real word. This has
Yeah, and
certainly been a high octane match.
it has been, and also Octane is one of my favorite legends from Apex Legends.
Okay, alright.
All right,
Battle
yeah,
Royale player.
I don't play that much.
Oh, what are you?
Oh,
Scoo?
Octane! He's gonna get another one.
What? Scoo just he did like the level 10 thing of breaking the barricade and standing in it as you break it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, at least Colstrel. I told you in the beginning I was gonna screw up the name. Colstrel will get the refrag on Zag at least, but you've lost Nomad, who didn't do anything, and you've lost Hibana, who didn't do anything, and now you've lost Ash. On Colstrel, unfortunately, Octane not spawning that player, but down by Dragon. It's the Thermite of Dazi, who's just kind of wandering around with no drones. PH now taking the fight against the Jaeger upstairs. Skilla gets a little bit lit up, and PH hitting the deck, but he's flanked by the Mozzie right now, and Octane will find his 4th! A quad kill! On the round for Octane on the Mozzie. Can he go for the ace? Vaulting over the balcony? No! He's shut down by Dazi. Unfortunate. Can't grab the ace. A little bit of a denial there. Axon also gets very lit up on his peak. No damage traded back. But Dazi will actually find the Jaeger coming in from 90. A good find, a double on the round for him. Now playing behind the bomb chassis is Axon with the TCSG. But Dazi's full HP. So it'll be a 2-tap from that weapon, and Dazi's full... I mean, Axon's very lit up, so there's only 1 bullet will bring him down. A drone still on the board for him as well to gather a little more intel on the players in sight as Axon falls back towards the throne. And I mean, Dazi's still in a very winnable position. He's only got 20 seconds left. He's going to have to make a move very soon. Dazi on a prone, or sorry, Vezi on a prone peak will light up Dazi. Axon taking pot shots as well. And he's just being halted at this dragon door. He's got no other ascent into the site. Across now being held by Alpha1, and he'll get dropped by the TCSG of Axon. A great try there from Dazi, but unfortunately, it wasn't enough. And Alpha1 will put themselves up 5-1 at the half.
Definitely, a lot of that round was Octane, honestly. That was just him going, he got a cheeky peek with that run out onto Cash Balcony, then he was able to get another one, which was Skidoo being a brand new noob. He was doing some Copper 5 big brain plays here. And then it was just, he was able to pick off the 2 others and just leave Dazi. And wow, it was... a lot of that round was just off of Octane.
Yep, and Armory Throne going to come out from Else Uprise. So the typical primary site is going to be played first. And we saw how dominant it was. Well, it was almost very dominant from Alpha1 until it started to slip away, but they brought it back. I think a very interesting pick here now that we have to focus on is Zag on the Kali, Skilla bringing out Lion. 2 operators we did not see at all from Else Uprise. Also, Else Uprise, instead of taking Kaid, and what do they have? They had Kaid and Mute will actually, Kaid and Mozzie will actually take Wamai and Maestro.
Yeah, I was laughing at one of the people that got banned. It was RTX 4080 Ti Plus. That was a good name.
Yes, we did see.
Yes, he did. No one
No,
cares.
that's rude, Accent.
Wow.
You can't say that to your teammate.
Yep.
That is rude. Thank you, Table.
Say, North
You saw
American.
they were,
This is a North American team. We're butting
I
heads
mean,
all the time, and we're
at least
yelling.
they were, at least they shouted out someone in chat. That was nice. I think they said Wraith. Shout out to Wraith. Oh,
Yep.
Vezi's a coach? Well, Wraith says Vezi's a coach. And I mean, they're shouting out Wraith, so I assume they know the team. So,
I do see Wraith in chat. So
Vezi, the coach, is 5-3 right now, so he's doing pretty well for himself as Octane presumably stops to type something in chat.
yeah, which
1v1 on Rust. Okay. Well, MW2 is coming back. I'm pretty sure they're putting Rust. Are they?
it's
putting
only
Rust?
the campaign.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
But they're
I
putting
know
the
there's, like,
MW2 maps in the new Modern Warfare, I think.
There
right?
is, but it's
Something
just like
that.
bring back Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. Just give it updated graphics and better netcode.
So I can run around with dual Rangers and a one-man armory. As a nade will go, and that's super unfortunate. You can see he's not happy about that. Trying to get it behind the wall, but unfortunately the angle was a little bit too steep, and the bar's hitboxes are a little too wide. So, an unfortunate misplay there from the Buck, as Zag is currently being flanked by the Bandit in barrels. It's only a matter of time before they meet and butt heads. We'll see who comes away with that fight, and it seems to be Zag before he's traded back by Dazi. So the double up will work out for the defense, but they've lost Bandit and a lot of HP off Dazi, but upstairs PH finds Octane on the Buck. The man trying to do the work from upstairs with that skeleton key, with those nades, will fall. Unfortunate for Alpha1, but else Uprise now in the lead, the man advantage, and positionally with only a minute left in this round.
Definitely, and good. I was going to say rotate, but Octane trying to be able to level this out, but unfortunately it wasn't. Good shot from Dazi with the shotgun from up top, I believe. That was impressive. So far, it's the one tap. Can we get a good night, please? That is worthy of a good night.
That was disgusting.
That
Good
was.
night, Dazi. Axon's just better, I guess, and now man count has swung back in the favor of Alpha1 as they try to move in. Vezi's planting inside yellow. Axon finds Skoo too. And at least Ryder trades back Skilla, but still it's a 1v2 post plant and a half HP. He finds Zofia though. We're back to a 1v1, but trying to run away from the flash. A fantastic double up from Vezi. And that's Alpha1, another round that they really shouldn't have come away with. Virtue of some brilliant play by Axon, and they go up 6-1.
Say good night. No. It is GN. It is good night.
We are okay.
They are very toxic.
Okay. You know what, Matt? You know what? I accept that.
If anything, I would just like to see it come in from the chat because that is 100.
There we go. Thank you,
go.
Axon.
Thank
you very much. Can we check the scoreboard table? And Axon's 10-2. Wow, ooh. Yikes.
I want this game to go on farther so I could see him like get a high.
Yeah, Axon is just absolutely destroying everyone. I don't know if I'm ready for the pew Axon. Oh wait, what the hell? Did you look at their lineup?
Oh,
I was alt
my
tabbed.
God.
Lion, Ash, Blitz, Ying, Dokkaebi. This is not nice. Alpha1 have basically said, okay, we're up 6-1. It's toxic ranked time.
Oh my God.
Blitz has Diffuser and Smokes. Okay, Zag bringing out the Ying. Octane also has Smokes. Ooh, okay. No Claymores as well for anyone. You can tell they don't care about their flanks, man. They're just gonna rush right into sight, or blitz into sight, if you will.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. What this is just reminding me is Pojo Man's Pro Digest. If you're a fan of Pro League and know Pojo Man, watch his digest because they are funny. And
all I'm gonna say is, I'll unmute myself for this. All I'm gonna say is, if you're gonna say Blitz, you have to say Blitzkrieg.
Oh, Blitzkrieg? Are we bringing back the London bombing?
Oh.
That's actually my favorite. The Blitzkrieg is my favorite chess maneuver. As we have an EE1D coming out, a hot breach as well, and Alpha1 are already in break room, but Skilla will fall. They are well aware of this rush strat. It seems people stacking up on the angles now. All 5 members in break room, but Octane finds Dazi moving through the rotate. He gets the C7 shot on Skoo as well, but Fish, that's the wrong player. PH trades back on Octane. Rida finds Skilla as well. Fezzy just running in will fall to PH2, and it's all up to Axon now in a 1v3. He'll finish off the down Zag, a triple on the round for the castle, and this rush strat maybe not working out as well as they thought it would, but I mean, Axon is nuts. And how? What? How? Okay, he'll find the Maestro. A fantastic shot from him there, but ooh, a better shot from PH through the wall will finish him off. And running the Foxay setup on that ump. And he'll find a 4K on the round of the castle because people apparently just weren't aware of that rotate hole and decided to expose themselves to it constantly. Alpha Uprise take their second round, but honestly,
we cannot reach 5 guys.
I don't know if 1 round is going to be enough.
I don't think so.
Yeah, they've still got to take another 4, and they've already lost Throne once, so...
Oh my god. But what I was saying with, like, Pojo Man's Pro Digest, episode 36 at, let's see here, 7 minutes and 29 seconds, where you just hear Biggie Smalls and Thomas the Tank Engine. You're at the right point, because that's all that was going through my mind. Because it was when Mint, and this was when Blitz was busted, and it's Mint on Blitz. It's good luck.
Yeah, but there's no Mint in this match.
Nope.
Thank God. Mint would probably just play a T-Hunt, honestly. That's probably
I was going to say, this would be a glorified scrim.
He just run around with the Han Solo pistol and hit shots like he did at SI.
Oh god, that was dirty.
Dude, he probably hit the 2 best shots of his entire life, and they still lost the map. Yeah. That was unfortunate.
That's.
Who's that map to? Actually, was it SSG? Yeah, I think it was SSG. Who, by the way, I'm very excited for next week when it's SSG versus TSM to figure out who takes first.
That is going to be a match.
Yeah. It's going to be a match and a half. So, Else Uprise, though, now moving on to their Initiation Room office defense. And Alpha1 obviously not going to be hot breaching 5 guys into break room this time. At least I hope not. They're more going to go for a dragon clear, it seems. So they're going to take cash, they're going to take control room, they're going to push horizontally. There's a lot less layers to clear when it comes to initiation attack than it does for bunk. That is a very late reinforcement coming off the board from, I believe, the Jaeger of Dazi. Okay, that's weird. Dude came off a donut from last time, put him on Jaeger, and he's dead already.
I mean, yes, he's landing his shots, but...
I mean, he's 6 and 9.
6 and 9,
by the way.
That's not bad.
As the Goyo shield will fall. Actually, no, that wasn't a Goyo shield. They don't have a Goyo. I'm dumb. That was a normal deployable shield. Maestro, though, finds Axon a fantastic headshot with the Alda. We've talked about how fearsome that weapon is. 81 bullets, by the way. But, I mean, they still got the breach down. That's actually with less than a minute. So, Vezzy will now open up into office. Octane as well will find PH on the castle. The big man from last round will not find any impact here. And Alpha1 are squarely in the lead, and that wide swing from Maestro behind Shrine doesn't work out either. Culstral at least able to frag back, and the Ash falls as well by Skoo. We're back to an even 2v2, though Zag very lit up. So, things in the favor back in Else Uprise. The Zag now getting the plant down. He'll fall off as gas canisters are coming out, but the trade from the Capitao on the cross. Excellent cover there from Skilla. And again, now these teams can't shake each other, but Zag, why... He had Diffuser on 1 HP and decided to pressure Catwalks. And now he's sacrificed Diffuser control to Culstral. And Skilla now has to worry about Yellow and get Diffuser. I mean, he's got a minute 10.
Culstral is going off. He's pushing towards Dragon, it looks like. And yeah, he's already pushing for Dragon. He has a long flank that he's trying to do. So if Skilla can quickly get this down, he might be able to secure the plants. But
yeah,
right now Culstral is being very aggressive, and he knows that something's going down. But Skilla's going to get the plant down, and
Oh, the shots. Yep.
And Skill is just going to wrap this all up, and Alpha1 takes map 2 with flying colors.
Yeah, 7-2. Time for Valorant, says Octane. Yeah, that round was just back and forth, and unfortunately, the smoke getting caught on that rotate, I think, was really the clincher. 12-4 for Axon. That man went off. Octane as well on his entry on the Ash was fantastic. Really found the picks in sight that they needed. Skilla covering that cross on the smoke, very, very well placed. Positioning wise from him, and from there, unfortunately, I think if Kulstro doesn't pre-fire there, he might be able to find the Capitao with the Roni, but it was not meant to be, and that's Alpha1 taking the first match of the Throwapalooza tournament in very swift 2-0 fashion.
Yes, definitely. I was hoping for a bit more of a back and forth, and one round that we had was a bit more of just a fun round where this is just toxic ranked. But yeah.
Yeah, the only reason that wasn't a 7-1 is because they gifted them around. Let's be honest.
They gave them a petty point.
All right, maybe that's a little bit rude.
Possibly just a little bit.
But we may or may not be getting an interview. We'll get I guess we'll get an update on that. I guess we'll just keep talking. Eddie, how's your day been?
It's been going all right. Helping my dad move because he unfortunately is getting kicked out of his place, and with all this COVID-19 going around, it has been it's just not been great, and need to catch up on some schoolwork. But what about you, Harrison?
I'm doing good. I'm still working, sitting at home doing absolutely nothing. But yeah, I mean, if we want to talk a little bit more about that game, the first map looked like it should have been a much more even contest than it was. A lot of those rounds came to Alpha1 just being Alpha Chads and deciding that, you know what, we're in the disadvantage, but you can't win this round. I'm sorry, like it's just not allowed, and they take it back and else Uprise. Wait, what was it? Yeah, else Uprise.
Yes.
Yes, I don't know why I blanked on their name. Else Uprise just couldn't do anything about it against like one guy, and then Theme Park was just a stomp.
It was, and granted, Theme Park is a newer map, so I put newer in quotation since it has been reworked and people are still trying to figure it out. You expect at least Else to be able to pick up some more rounds on the defense, but it just did not work out for them. Going to Consulates, Alpha was not showing a lot of promise until they went to defense.
Yeah.
If I got this correctly.
Yeah, it was 3-3 at the half, and then they ran away with it.
Okay. No interview. So
no interview?
Nope. Got the
No, they're not responding. Thanks. So we are gonna wrap this up. That's gonna be it for tonight. We only had one game. Chase, if you can let me know when's the next game? Do we know? No time frame right now, so we have absolutely no clue when the next game is. But I'm sure it'll be probably somewhere on Twitter, which is our Twitter is at CGL_R6. If you want to follow us for updates and the like, we'll let you know when the second game of the Throwapalooza is on. But until then, thank you all very much for tuning in. Well played by both teams. GG's all around. And by the way, just in case, if you do want to, skip the Throwapalooza for now, that casual set of games, the official Season 3 does start April 27th. So, mark that in your calendars. It's very, very important. I'll come to your house if you don't. And thank you very much, Eddie, for co-casting with me. Your voice is as sexy as always.
Yes, and thank you for joining in. I'll probably see you around Caliber Jacobs server.
Oh, yeah, that's very true. So, thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Have a good night.